Hello, and a warm welcome to our show, Love Athletics. In this program, we bring you the latest highlights from our sport with expert input from different continental areas. And we're delighted to have with us today Polish journalist Rafal Bala. Hello, Rafal. Lovely to see you, and a big thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Anna. Hello for everyone, and it's a big pleasure. Pleasure is mine, of course, and I'm really happy that I can join your program because I also love athletics.
Join the club. Thank you. Yeah. Actually, you've been in the club for many years, like me.
Yes. 25 years.
Yes. So let's go straight to the main focus of today's show, the wonderful European Athletics Championships, which were held in Rome between 7 and 12 June. And what a great edition it was. Excellent performances, including one world under 20 record, 15 championships records, 10 world leads, plus a great depth in many events, confirmed champions, rising stars, drama. Rome 2024 really had it all. It's true that there could have been more spectators in the huge stadium, but the enthusiasm of those who were there gave the impression of a full stadium, even on the first day when the tribunes were objectively very sparsely populated. So, Rafal, tell us, what were your three favorite athletics moments from Roma 24?
During these European Championships, which were, as you said, great because of the great performances, and we could see that the Olympic Games are approaching because many athletes are improving, becoming better and better. Of course, for us, for Poland, we had one great hero, and this time it was Natalia Kaczmarek, and I would like to mention about her performance because it was a great performance and it was a historical moment for Polish athletics. She broke the record of Irena Szewińska. Irena Szewińska, you know, is one of the best athletes in history, and she broke the record in 1976 for 400 meters. It was 49:28, and now Natalia Kaczmarek surprised whole Poland, whole Polish fans, but also she surprised her, and she surprised her coach, running 48:98. It's a great performance. It's not even the best performance in the world this year because Americans they run very, very fast. But for Poland, for our athletics, for our fans, and for our country, it's a big moment, and we hope that she will confirm that result during the Olympic Games. But it's still few weeks to go. Unfortunately, during the relay, she couldn't be on the 100% shape because she had some illness, and she couldn't. Now, even after the run, she had some medical problems. But for now, it's okay with Natalia. And I'm also impressed by other sprinters, by sprinters of the Italian team, men's Italian team. It was a great moment also for Marcel Jacobs, who of course is Olympic champion, and now he confirmed that he's one of the fastest in Europe. But maybe his result, winning gold 10:02, is not the best in the world. Of course, he still needs to improve to defend his title during the Olympic Games in Paris. But he impressed me because he's still mentally strength, and he for me he can be still one of the best sprinters, and he can even why not beat during the Olympic Games American sprinters, Jamaican sprinters. And of course he's a part of the great Italian relay team. I really have a huge respect for them, and they show that they are not only very fast sprinters, but they can have a great team spirit as our relays, because in Poland we have also great relays last year's 4x100, but also 4x100, and we are not the best individually, but we were the best as a team spirit. So I really have a big respect, and I wish them the best. I wish them good luck during the Olympic Games.
Thank you, Rafa. And the relay was really important, especially for Filippo Tortu. I mean, he always gives the very best in this event, but I was honestly a little bit worried because after his disappointing 200-meter final, I thought it may affect him in the relay, but once again, he was very, very strong. And yes, together, even though individually they're not as strong as other countries, as you said, team spirit makes the difference, and they had a really very, very good performance. But I know, Rafal, that there are more events that you wanted to comment.
Yes, there are many, but we had to choose few of them, of course, and of course everybody had to be impressed by jumps, okay, because Rome they built the stadium the special platform with special run up, and it gave the effects, it gave the results, great results. Of course, in the triple jump they were incredible, but for me there were great results, and I feel huge respect for long jumpers, Malaika Mihambo and Tentoglu. Of course, they are great champions, but they confirmed that they really can jump at the different run-ups. Yes, here the run-up was very flexible, was good for one part of jumpers who jump one styles. For the others it was not good, but they use it very good. They use the run-up very good, and Malaika, she jumped 7:22, yes, and she had the wind in her face, 1.4. It is incredible, this jump, yes. And Tentoglu also 8:65, one of the best jumps in the history, yes. So I really have a big respect, and then for me they also are one of the heroes of these championships.
Yes, definitely. And it's interesting about the run-up because, yes, it was very good. But for example, Spanish triple jumper Diaz Fortuna told me, yes, the run-up is very good, but you have to be able to tame it.
Yes,
and
yes.
As you said, it depends on your style. If you have a more bouncy run-up, it gives back a good effect. Other athletes with a different style didn't take advantage in the same way. But again, you have to be able to understand and to tame this runway. But yes, men's long jump. I mean, not only the final result 8:65, but Tedoglu really had a fabulous series, starting with 8:42, then a foul 8:49, 8:45, and then two times 8:65. So that was really an amazing series, and of course his best jump and the best jump in the world since May 2021. Italy's Mattia Forlani improved his own under 20 world record, which he had set just 3 weeks before, bringing it to 8:38. And one other thing that I really loved about this competition was the great camaraderie and respect between the three medalists. So Tedoglu, Furlani, and Ehammer, who had jumped for a great 8:41 in the qualifying. And I think this photos really shows it. This triple hug between the medalists is one of my favorite images of the championships. So we will be looking at more individual performances, but let's take a look now at the very best of the 2024 Euros, ranked by result score, starting with the men. The best mark is again Mondo Duplantis, 6 meters 10. It's not as high as his world record, but it's an excellent performance, and it's also his 60th competition over 6 meters, which is quite amazing. Then the wonderful triple jump with two men over 18 meters, 18:18 Diaz Fortuna and 18:04 Pedro Pichardo. 400 hurdles was also very good. Karsten Warholm with 46:98. But in second place, a very good performance by Italy's Alessandro Sibilio, 47.50. Miltiadis Tedoglu, twice 8.65. Leo Fabri, 22.45 to win his first European title. Lorenzo Simonelli, that was a very, very good performance. We'll speak more about Lorenzo later. 13.05 in the 110 hurdles. High jump, Gianmarco Tamberi, 2.37. And very good performance also in the decathlon by Johannes Erm, 8,764 points, which is also worth 1,245 points in the results score. So very, very high scores among the men. The women also had very good performances. The best one being Malaika Mihambo's 7 meters 22, followed by Femke Bol 52.49. And then the women's 400, the flat, with Natalia Kaczmarek, who was pushed to the line by Ireland's Razidat Adeleke. That was the best competition among the women. And very close behind was the 100 hurdles with Sirena Samba Majela, di Taji Kambunji, and another Polish lady, Pia Skrzyszowska. That was a very, very high quality final, and Sirena Samba Majela had also had a good performance in the semis. Heptathlon, 6,848 points. Nafi Thiam is back after about a year and a half troubled by injuries. And in the high jump, Yaroslava Maruchik, 2:01, which is also a very good performance. So other than the best mark by result, there were also some really exceptional performances, topped by 2 record-breaking athletes. The first is Sandra Elkashevich, who became the first athlete in any event to win 7 consecutive European crowns when she won the discus throw, her first title under her married name after she had won 6 as Sandra Perkovic. Among the men, it was Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who became the first male athlete in championships history to win 6 gold medals, having completed his 3rd European Championships double. And he's only 23, which means he has many more chances to further increase his tally. But let's look at the entire list of Roma 24 superlatives. So we mentioned Sandra Elkashevich and Jakob Ingebrigtsen. There were 5 athletes who won their 3rd consecutive European gold: Karsten Barhun, Miltiadis Tedoglu, Mondo Duplantis, Nafi Thiam, and Wojciech Nowicki. And Gianmarco Tamberi also won 3, but they were not consecutive in the high jump. Multi-medalists, Nadia Battocletti, double gold in the 5 and 10,000. She achieved the same feat for the first time as Jakob Ingebrigtsen with his double. Caroline Berkeley-Grövdal, now she was disappointed after placing 2nd in the 5,000, but she bounced back just 3 days later to win the half marathon. Dominic Loquignon-Molobalo, great bronze, then a gold in the 10,000 meters. And the Netherlands, Jorinde van Klinken, with 2 silvers in the shot put and in the discus. And there were several 1-2s for the same country. The first one came from the Italian ladies in the 20 kilometers race walk, Palmisano and Trapletti. The next day, it was the male sprinters, Marcel Jacobs and Citruali, and then the Italian half marathoners, Yeman Kripa and Pietro Riva. Ladies from the Netherlands in the shot put with Jessica Schilder and Jorinde van Klinken. and the men's 3,000 meter steeplechase with Yele and Drani. There were also three cases of gold and bronze for the same country, Switzerland, in the men's 200 meters with Mumenthaler and Reis, Netherlands, 400 hurdles with Femke Bol and Kathleen Peters, and in the heptathlon, where Noor Witz took bronze behind Nafi Tiam. Championships records, we said 15. Alexander Dome in the 400 meters, Jakob Ingebrigtsen in the 1500, Karsten Warholm in the 400 hurdles, Gianmarco Tamberi high jump, Mondo Duplantis pole vault, long jump men with Miltiadis Tedoglu, triple jump, of course, with Jordan Diaz Fortun, shot put Leo Fabri, and half marathon Yeman Kripa. And among the women, 5,000 for Nadia Battocletti, 100 meter hurdles for Sirena Samba Mayela, 400 hurdles for Femke Bol, the heptathlon for Nafi Tiam, half marathon women for Caroline Grövdal, the mixed 4x400 relay with Ireland, and then an under 20 world record in the long jump, which we already mentioned, Mattia Furlani, 10 world leads and 48 national records. Now, Rafa, in addition to Kaczmarek, Poland had other excellent performances in Rome. Tell us about what stood out the most for you.
Of course, we still count on Eva Svoboda. Yes, she is one of the best sprinters in Europe for sure, and we hope we count on her also during the World Championships and Olympic Games. The most important is that she's of course improving as a sprinter. She last year she broke the barrier of 11 seconds. Not during this championship she didn't do it, but she took the silver medal. But she is every year she's stronger and stronger mentally, and it's very important because a few years ago she couldn't even imagine that she could compete with Jamaican and American sprinters. Now she believes that she can be in the Olympic Games final. That's her great dream, and the European Championships, they were one of the steps, and she felt very good after the run, and she felt that she can improve next weeks. Yes, and we hope now, of course, she can run. I think now 10.9, but is it enough for Olympic final? We will see in Paris. Yes, because the sprinters are very, very fast. Of course, we also had hurdler Pia Skrzyszowska, who she came to Rome to defend her gold medal from Munich. She didn't do it, but as you mentioned, as you said, the level of the performances during 100 meters hurdles was incredible, and 12.31 for French girl. Then our Pia Skrzyszowska, she took bronze medal. She was very happy because she broke her personal record, and she is very close to Polish record. 12:36 is a Polish record of Grażyna Rapsztyn. This record already has 44 years, and it was in 1980. It was a world record. So great performance, great result, and Pia is still very close to this. Is now very close to this result, and she's also close, I think, with this result, this PB, to the Olympic finals, and that's also her great names. Polish athletics, great dream. Polish athletes, they try to make the step by step to the Olympic final and then to the Olympic medals, and it's a great thing. And of course, we had. Also men's heroes, it was Wojciech Nowicki, a third consecutive, as you said, gold medal in hammer throw. That's one point. But the second point is that he made it during the last throw. Yes, last throw. We called him last throw hero. Yes, because he about his mental strength and that he could do it. And now I can tell you because of course I'm talking to Wojtek last 15 years, of course, and I know him very good. And for the first time, of course, excluding Olympic Games because he had to be happy after the Olympic gold. But now, for the first time from many years, he was happy after the competition because he took gold and he had a quite good performance, 1895, during this time of the training, because he said that he is during the hard training, and now it was just a kind of exam for him if the training are okay. And of course, we had also shot putter. He was European champions 2018, Michał Haratek, but last years he had injuries, bad times, and even he mentioned that maybe he will finish the career, but now he came back, and his first throw was 294, and it was enough for bronze medal. But for him, this bronze medal was almost like a gold medal. So he made a good job here, and I hope he will have a new strength for preparation to the Olympic Games.
Thank you, Rafal. And I would like now to mention some surprises. Now, Swiss athletes definitely achieved remarkable results in the Stadio Olimpico, winning 4 gold medals. Performance may not all have been of the very highest standards, but all athletes took the opportunities offered to them, and they fully deserved their titles. And the most unexpected gold, of course, came from the country's male sprinters, Timothée Mumenthaler and William Reis, who took gold and bronze in the 200, sandwiching favorite Filippo Tortu between them. The country had first won European Championships gold in 1969, and the 55-year drought finally ended in Roma. 21-year-old Mumenthaler had already taken 1500s off his PB in May, and he shaved another 700s in the Rome final to win in 20.28. Reis had already won European Under-23 gold last year when Mumenthaler took bronze, but could not match his younger compatriot in the Stadio Olimpico. And it was the first senior European title for pole vaulter Angelika Moser, who had won the World Under-20 Championships in 2016. Now, after those first medals, halfway through the championships, we spoke to Swiss Athletics media manager Beat Freihofer. Let's hear what he has to say.
At the Swiss Athletics Federation, of course, we are very happy with the results that we have here at the European Championships in Rome. Especially last night was incredible, and still is incredible for us to understand what happened. We knew that Angelika Moser can win a medal in the pool vault, and she did it. She had the gold, and in the 200 final of the men, we hope that maybe one of the two guys can be close to a medal or can go to the podium, and it was really a very nice surprise for us to see them winning the gold and the bronze medals. This has never happened in the history of athletics in Switzerland. So it's a very big inspiration for a lot of young athletes. In the past we already had a lot of women fast sprinter, and now we have 2 men on the podium at the European Championships. So this is really the best that could happen to us, and hopefully they will also be on their best level in Paris.
Hopefully. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Beat. And there was more to come, with Mujinga Kambunji confirming her 200 meters crown, and former athlete refugee member Dominic Lokinyomolo Balu, who after taking bronze in the 5,000 behind Jakob Ingebrigtsen and George Mills, went on to win gold over the 10,000 meters on the last night. So congratulations, Switzerland. hop suites. And another surprise came courtesy of Italian captain, superstar Gianmarco Tamberi. And the shock was not in his win, though he risked elimination at 2 meters 29, nor in the 2 meters 37 championships record. Surprise initially came with dread when, now alone in competition, after clearing 2 meters 34, Tamberi stumbled to the ground, grimacing and clutching his takeoff leg. Everyone had a flashback to July 2016, when he had improved the Italian record to 2:39 before suffering a very serious injury while attempting 2:41, which barred him from the Rio Olympics. But this time it was different. Jimbo shook out his shoes, shook them upside down, and outbalanced some springs, clarifying to the dumbfounded spectators why Tamberi was jumping so high. So, Rafal, what was your biggest surprise in Roma?
Of course, I have to confirm that Tamberi, what he made in the final jumps, was also big surprise for me, because he didn't look as he can jump as high, of course, as you mentioned. Of course, I'm also surprised by 18 meters jumps of the triple jumpers, because we didn't know what to expect from this run up, and now after the triple jump we could know what to expect, and they made a great job. And but talking about Polish team, I would have to say that surprisingly, big surprise was 3-time Olympic champion Anita Włodarczyk in hammer throw. She made a great job. She came back after serious illness, serious injuries, and now she's shown that she can take the medals of championships. Of course, as for now, just European championships, but we still count that she can improve. Maybe in next few weeks she can add to this result 3 or 4 meters. Why not? She's a world record holder, and we hope that she can try to get the 4th consecutive Olympic gold. That's our dream, and her performance in Rome was also surprising for Polish athletics.
Thank you, Rafal. Now, finally, I would like to mention 2 rising stars who not only showed a great improvement in Roma, but to me, they also symbolize their country's success. So hurdler Lorenzo Simonelli, he's had a really great year, starting in the indoor circuit, where he set 4 PBs in the course of the season to drop 1600ths off his 60 meters PB, culminating when it mattered most at the World Indoors in Glasgow with a silver medal in yet another national record of 7.43. And outdoors, he followed the same pattern, first taking a big chunk off his previous lifetime best in Tomblaine in France on 25 May, then shaving another 100th off in the semi in Rome before destroying his mark in a dominant cavalcade in the final, closing in a splendid 13:05, the number 2 mark in the world this year, ahead of Enrique Llopis and Jason Joseph, who boasted better PBs. And Simonelli is really one of the symbols of the Italian team, upping his game when it matters the most, and clearly having fun each time he steps on a track. And my second rising star is one of our cousins and neighbors. France was second in the medal table in Rome, with a great performance by hurdler Sirena Samba Mayera, but especially some very promising young athletes. And among them all, I chose heptathlete Oriana Lazrak Klas, silver medalist behind reborn Queen Nafitiam, and head of experienced stars like Belgium's Noor Wits and Switzerland's Annick Kehlin. Oriana had finished 12th last year in Budapest, but was a different athlete in Rome, setting PBs in 5 events, 200, 800, 100 hurdles, shot put and javelin, equaling another in the high jump, with only the long jump where she remained 3 centimeters off her lifetime best. Amazing. And her total of 6,635 points makes her the number 3 in the world this year. And her emotion in the mixed zone was really contagious. Let's hear what Oriana had to say.
Sur un duel. Je vais rester un moment, je pense.
T'as bien savouré ton tour de stade, là?
Ouais, avec le drapeau cette année. L'année dernière, je disais à celui qui voulait l'entendre qu'un jour je fasse le tour d'honneur avec le drapeau. Bah, je pensais pas que ça arriverait aussi tôt, mais je suis tellement fière de moi. Fière du boulot avec tout le monde.
Raconte-nous un peu ce week-end de dingue, là.
Bah, en fait, je suis allée étape par étape. Je savais que le podium n'était pas... était open en fait cette année. Donc je suis allée avec ça dans un coin de ma tête, mais je me suis dit bon, écoute, tu sais faire, cette année t'as les armes, t'as bien bossé, t'as fait de l'excellent travail pendant toute la saison, donc là c'est ton moment, c'est les grands championnats, tu sais que t'aimes ça. Donc, écoute, kiffe ton moment, tu feras les comptes à la fin, mais surtout rentre dedans quoi, lâche rien. Donc je suis trop fière de ce que j'ai fait.
Avant d'arriver, tu l'avais dans un coin de ta tête quand même la médaille ou tu venais avec l'objectif minimum?
Ouais, même que mon coach il me croyait pas quand je lui disais que je voulais faire podium cette année aux Europes. Et ben voilà, toc. Moi je fais podium quand je le dis.
Du coup, Paris en ligne de mire au-delà de la médaille?
Et ben à Paris, je vais faire pareil, je vais venir, je vais m'éclater, je vais prendre le kiff et tout. Je pense que les Français ils sont contents de me voir, donc je vais profiter un maximum et je vais tout donner, compter sur moi.
Génial, Oriana. And her interview is one of the most popular ones on the Love Athletics website. A lot of people were clearly enthused by her natural, spontaneous enthusiasm. Now, to conclude our review of the European Championships Roma 24, let's take a look at the medal table, which was dominated by Italy with a total of 24 medals, of which 11 gold, 9 silver, 4 bronze. 4 countries followed with 4 gold medals: France, Great Britain, Norway, and surprising Switzerland. Netherlands and Belgium had each 3 golds. Spain and Poland had 2 golds. Ireland had also a good performance with 2 golds. Germany a little below par with only 1 gold medal and 10 medals in total. And the Ukraine finishes off the top 10. In all, there were 19 countries who won gold and 28 countries who won at least 1 medal. Now, hosts Italy really had a fabulous performance with an amazing total of 24 medals, as we said, 11 of them gold, which not only shattered Italy's previous best tally of 15 medals from Split 1990, but it's also the best ever by a host country, which belonged to Germany with a total of 20 medals in Berlin 2018. And such was the country's enthusiasm that it even affected the President of the Republic, Sergio Mattarella, who came on June 11, the night of the men's high jump, and enjoyed himself so much that he broke protocol and returned the next day for the last night for more gold and more medals. So that draws our final curtain on a wonderful European Athletics Championships. Now, there were some other interesting events taking place in the last 10 days, in particular the NCAA Division I Championships on 5 to 8 June, the USATF New York Grand Prix on the 9th of June, and the Kenya Trials for the Olympic Games on 14 and 15 June. And we will speak about all of these events and more now when we review the top performances. So here we go with the top performances, and there will be a couple which are in brackets because they're not in the World Athletics top list, but they are regular, they are included in Tila Stopaya website. So among the men at the Kenya Trials, excellent mark and world lead for Ferdinand Omanyala, 9.79 in the 100 meters, ahead of Oblique Sevilla and Noah Lyles in the season list. Noah Lyles at the New York City Grand Prix ran 1977 in the 200. That's number 5 on the list this year, but improves his own time. 400 meters, we have mentioned Alexander Dome. 44.15 is the number 4 performance of the year. In the 800 meter, there was a fantastic race at the Kenya trials. 141.70 for Emmanuel Wanyonyi. Now that moves him to number 3 in the all-time list and is the best mark in the world since the Olympic final of 2012. And he was followed not too far behind by Wycliffe Kinyamal, 142.50, and a surprising third place for Koitatoi Kidali with 142.66, an athlete I admit I didn't know at all. Then there was a fabulous race in Nerja in Spain on the 14th of June, which served as the Ethiopian trials for the 10,000 meters for the Olympics, like Kenya had their trials in Eugene. And of course, for countries like Kenya and Ethiopia, it doesn't make sense to try and run 10,000 meters at home in altitude. So excellent performance by Yomif Kejelcha, 26:31:01. He moves to number 7 in the all-time list. Behind him, Berihu Aregawi, 26:31:13, moves to number 8 in the list. A little 3 seconds, almost 4 seconds behind Selemon Barega, 26:34.93. Then Binyam Mehari, excellent performance. He's born in 2006. He's still an under 20 athlete, and his 26:42.65 is a world record. And there were 2 other great performances behind that. In the 110 hurdles, we mentioned Lorenzo Simonelli with the second performance of the year, 13.05, but also Dylan Beard in Powder Springs in Georgia ran 13.10. 400 hurdles, Karsten, very good performance, even though it's not the best of the year so far. It's actually the 5th performance of 24, but 46.98, very, very good performance in only his second race on the hurdles. At the NCAA's, Caleb Dean, 47.23, and behind Karsten, Alessandro Sibilio and Karl Bengström in Roma also had very good results. And in the NCAA's, a little further behind, Chris Robinson, not bad at all in 47.98. Gianmarco Tamberi, we mentioned 2 meters 37. Mondo Duplantis, 6 meters 10, but also a very good 5 meters 87 for Emmanuel Caralis, who is becoming more concrete. I'm very happy. He's a really nice athlete. He medaled at the World Indoors. He's now medaled at the Europeans, so that's a very good season so far for him. The long jump we mentioned, 8:65 Miltiadis, 8:41 Simone Hammer, 8:38 Mattia Furlani. The fabulous triple jump, 8:18 and 18:04. In the shot put, Leo Fabri continues to achieve some very, very good performances. Decathlon, very good performances for Leo Neugebauer, 8,961 points at the NCAA's. He moves to number 6 in the all-time list. And Johannes Erm in Rome, 8,764 points. And not too far behind, Sander Schottheim and Frenchman Mackenson Gletti also had very good marks. In the sprints, the men's 4x100 relay, 37.82 for Italy, and that's the 4th best time of the season, behind 2 performances by the USA at the World Relays in Nassau and by the Gainesville Elite with some really remarkable athletes. Top performances of the year for 2024 among the men remain the 2 world records, 6:24 by Mondo Duplantis in the pole vault and 74 meters 35 by Nicolas Alekna in the discus. So let's check now the best women's marks of the last week. Although the men's results were not too exciting in the NCAAs, the women, and in particular Mackenzie Long, had some great performances, 21.83 in the final and 21.95 in the semis. Behind Mackenzie Long in the final, 22.08 for under 20 athlete Jamisha Ford, who further improves her mark. And Jamisha Ford had already run 22.14 in the preliminary. So she continues to improve and to be very, very strong. What a wonderful season she's had. Now, Rafal had mentioned that US ladies were very strong, had posted great marks at the 400 hurdles. And Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, 48.75 at the New York Grand Prix. Nikisha Price, 48.89 at the NCAAs, but just behind are Natalia Kaczmarek and Radisat Adeleke in Rome, and Kaylin Brown, also very good performance in Eugene at the NCAAs. 1500 meters at the Kenya Trials in Nairobi, very good performance by world champion Faith Kipyegon, also considering, of course, that it was run in altitude, 3 meters 53.98, and that was her outdoor debut. So congratulations, Kipyegon. 10,000 meters in Merja, the Ethiopian women were also competing in their trials. Performances were not quite as fast as the men, but very good marks. The winner was Feuten Tesfaye, 29:47.71. Also Tsigia Gebreselama and Ejegayo Taye had very good marks. And of course, they're behind the fabulous 10,000 meter race of Eugene, where Beatrice Chebet had set the world record. Over the hurdles, Sirena Samba Mayela, world lead of 12:31 in Rome, closely followed by Ditaji Kambunji and Pia Skrzyszowska, as well as Sirena in the heats. Femke Bol, very good performance, so world lead 42.49 in Roma, and at the NCAAs, Jasmine Jones, 53.15, also very good. Yaroslava Maguchik over 201 for the first time outdoors this year. Malaika Mihambo we mentioned, and as Rafal pointed out, 7 meters 22 into a 1.4 headwind. Really excellent performance. And the other lady who's been amazing in the long jump this year is Tara Davis Woodhull, and in New York City Grand Prix she jumped 7 meters 14, and Malaika had jumped 7:03 in the qualifying in Rome. Heptathlon, we mentioned Nafi Thiam, Oriana Lazrak Klaas, and Noor Wids in Rome. And in Eugene at the NCAAs, a very good performance in the 4x400 relay, 3:17.96 for Arkansas, with a fabulous team, Amber Anning, Rosie F. Young, Nikisha Price, and Kaylin Brown, and they moved to number 4 of all time. And we must consider that the top 3 marks are all from the 1980s. So really excellent performance by the ladies from Arkansas. In all overall, the best women's performance of 2024 remains the fabulous 10 kilometers road race record by Agnes Ngetic, 28:46. So under 20 athletes, we haven't checked all the performances. There were already so much to look at with the Europeans and other performances, but there were a number of under 20 athletes who also had great marks over the past fortnight, including, as we saw, 2 world under 20 records. We already mentioned Mattia Furlani in the long jump, and we had also briefly mentioned Ethiopia's Binyam Mehari in the Olympic trials for the 10,000 meters, where he finished a brilliant 4th in 26:37.93. And this is the second age category world record for Mehari this year, after his indoor under 20 record over 1,500 meters in February. So let's look, it's not a complete list, but let's look at some of the best performances recorded over the last 10 days by under 20 athletes. In the 100 meters, 9.95 by Christian Miller. That's better than the number 4 mark of all-time list, but he already has the number 3 mark. Binyam Mehari in Nerja we mentioned. Another athlete we've been mentioning several times here is hurdler Jacob Tharp. In Eugene at the US under 20 championships, he competed over the lower hurdles, 99 centimeters, and his time of 13.12 moves him to number 10 in the all-time list for this height of the hurdles. And he had already reached number 2 in the lists with the senior height of the hurdles. And the other one we have already mentioned among the men is long jumper Mattia Furlani. Among the women, we mentioned Jamisha Ford with her 2 great performances over 200, 22:08 and 22:14. In Rome, there was also a very good performance by Czechia's Lourdes Gloria Manuel. We had already mentioned her here, and she further improves her mark over the 400 meters to 50.52, which moves her to number 13 in the under 20 all-time lists. Angelina Topic continues to have a great year. Of course, she had jumped to 198, which was equal 7th in the all-time list. Her 197 in Roma equals a performance she has set several times, and that would be an equal number 10. Javelin, we have mentioned several times, javelin thrower from China, Ji Yan, born in 2008, but who always competes with the junior, with the senior implement, and she has thrown 62.96 in Daking in China. That would be better than the number 6 on the under 20 all-time list, but of course she set the world under 20 record earlier this year. So we will do a complete and thorough check of all the under 20s and the under 18s in the next show. But before we conclude today's program, I'd like to ask our guest one last question, and that's looking forward to the coming weeks, and in particular the Paris Olympics. What athletes and events will you most be looking forward to, Rafal?
Of course, I hope there will be great performances and a huge level in 400 meters women, because of course we would like to have Natalia Kaczmarek as a Olympic champion, and I will of course take a look at this. And also pole vault, no one can say that will not support Mondo Duplantis and the others. Maybe next world record, we hope. And of course relays are also very interesting, and we will see if the Polish power will still be strong during the Olympic Games. And Of course, last but not least, the javelin throw. I love this event, so I also used to do the javelin throw as a junior. So I still love it, and I hope there will be few throws over 90 meters in men's javelin throw. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's really shaping up to be a wonderful year because, I mean, we're only in mid-June and there have been already so many great performances. And of course, with the US trials coming up soon,
Yes.
And then with the Olympics in August, it should really be a totally amazing year.
We hope so.
Yeah. So let's look now at upcoming events as we reach the end of our show. So the first World Athletics Continental Tour Gold meeting after the Europeans takes place tonight in Turku from the 21st to the 26th, African Championships in Douala, Cameroon. Then on 21st to 30 June, US Championships and Trials. That should bring some really good marks. 29 to 30 June, of course, there are many nations holding their national champions. Then the Diamond League starts again on 7 July with the Meeting de Paris, followed closely on 12 July by Hercules Meeting, another Diamond League. 18 to 21st July, the European Under-18 Championships in Banská Bystrica in Slovakia. And the last Diamond League meeting before Paris on 20 July in London. And of course, from the 1st to the 11th of August, it's all about the Olympic Games, starting with the 20 kilometers race walk on the first day and finishing with the women's marathon. So we're now at the end of our program, and it was great having Rafal with us on the show.
For me, it was a great pleasure and a big honor to be a part of this this program. And see you in Paris for the Olympic Games. Let's support athletes. Yes,
definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rafal. Thank you all for watching, and see you soon on Love Athletics to look together at the highlights, comments, and analysis of what's been happening in our sport over the past 10 days. And in the meantime, we posted a lot of interviews with athletes from the mix zone in Rome. So you can enjoy some of those with stars like Miltiadis Teodoglu, with Sandra Elkashevich, with Femke Bol. So you can look back to all the emotions from Rome before we come out with the next program in 10 days. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rafal.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Ciao.